Hello, my beautiful queens and kings. So, today, what I want to talk about is something that I seen on, I don't know if it was like a YouTube video or I don't know where I got it from, but it was enough to make me write it down and tape it on the wall. So, it was significant. And it was this quote that says, and you've probably heard of this before, maybe you have, or in different variation, I don't know, but what it was is patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. And I just keep telling myself that. And you're probably going to have to, I would suggest telling yourself something like that as well. If you know that you're doing all of the right steps and your external reality isn't reflecting that back to you right now, just keep reminding yourself, like, okay, like patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. So you can, during those times where you're just like, okay, like, you're like tapping my ass, I have really brittle fingernails, but you're like, maybe you're tapping your fingernails on the table, just like, okay, anytime now. Just keep imagining that dream reality that you want and that you know that you deserve, that you know your ancestors want you to have, and that know that you're deserving of it. But I've talked about this before in other videos that in the spiritual realm, time doesn't exist. That's here on this ground in earth, in this matrix, right? Even if you're not in the matrix, like we still have to deal with time some way, somehow. But anyways, the point is that you have to think about, that's what keeps me going, like daydreaming and thinking about my dream reality. Like, why do you think you have those thoughts? And I really need to tell myself this as well. It's like, why do you think you have those thoughts? Why do you think that's even on your heart? Because it's possible. That's your future self telling you that it's happened for you. You've manifested it. And the reason why in the past things you didn't manifest for you is because it wasn't supposed to. You were supposed to go through hell and water. Was that the saying? Hell and high water? I don't know. You're supposed to go through some shit. So you were supposed to go through some stuff so you can literally like look back on that, and that can help you become the person you are today. Imagine if you were just born into this beautiful loving family, like your whole reality right now, the way that your mindset would be completely different. You were supposed to go through those things to build up that muscle, to build up that what's the word I'm looking for, the courage, the just that boldness to just keep moving no matter what it looks like, no matter what it is, because you're a fighter, you're that leader, you're that person who's going to show other people the right way to go, because you've been through the hard stuff. And like now it's to the point to where something could come at you and you're like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal, like I can take care of that in a few moments. Okay, on to the next. So, these low vibrational people, places, or things, they see the light that's within you, so they may like come and try to personally attack you. But you've been through so much that now it's just like, okay, that's nothing. Like today, okay, I'm gonna lower my voice a little bit. I was in the elevator, and one of the ladies, like, she had her baby and I had my baby, and I guess he had said bye, and I didn't say anything because I'm always listening to a podcast or some high vibrational music while I'm in this low vibrational environment, just to keep my mood up and just to keep me going, because patience is bitter but the fruit is sweet. So while this is pretty bitter, I'm trying to keep my energy, my vibration, my frequency up as much as possible. But anyways, I guess he said bye to me, right? And she was like, he said bye, he's only one. And the old me would have like been like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so, I can't believe I didn't say anything. Did I do that on purpose? And then I was like, did she say that on purpose? Does she know that she, like, that wasn't necessary to say that? Is she trying to make me feel bad? And the me now is just like, dang, you would have really taken that moment and spiraled into all of these different thoughts, and it would have come, you would have felt bad yourself. It would have been like, oh, there's something wrong with me. And now I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll to what I'm doing, I'm taking out the trash. Like, literally, I'm taking out the trash. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I'm not worried about you. I'm somewhere else. And that's where you are. You need to put yourself just in somewhere else. Stop. Don't allow old things to try to bring you back down. They're too powerful. More than likely, it's really not going to happen, but you can be in this transition stage. Every time I start talking, my nose starts getting stopped up and I start getting congested. So, excuse me, but gosh, what was I saying? Oh my God. It's not gonna make me stop. It's not gonna make me slow down. And you know what? I've recently went, so as of today would be the 13th day, but I've completed 2 full weeks of going raw vegan. And now the first few days it was really tough, and then I felt good. And now I'm starting to see like, okay, like there's some detox symptoms going on. My eyes are, especially by the nighttime, are crazy itchy, and then when I wake up in the morning they just look old and like all like, I don't know, like witchy, like all this goo in my eyes, all this dry crap, and it just looks bad. It's like I have a bunch of like fine lines, especially this one. It's awful, but I'm just like, it's not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop, because the old me would have freaked out and been like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I must be doing something wrong. I just should go back to my old ways. At least I know what's gonna happen. Like, no, it's okay. Like there's no way that I'm putting a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables in my body and it's gonna turn bad. Like, no, you just have to, I've educated myself. I know, like, you might go through some detox symptoms. Some people do. Some people don't go through them at all. They just feel great. After the first few days of having to cut those cravings and stuff and deal with all of that, they just feel great. But some people go through detox symptoms, and I'm obviously one of them, but I'm not going to quit. But yeah, but back to what I was talking about. During that time where your external reality isn't reflecting back to you all of those changes that you've made, just keep reminding yourself, like, okay, this time patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. So focus on that life, that dream reality that you deserve. During those times where you're just like, I'm bored, I have nothing to do but to just look around at this situation. Like, no, it's not going to be like that forever. It's not going to be like that forever. And I know I may sound like a broken record. I've talked about this before, but any part of your life, whether it was down or you were up, it didn't last forever. I know we're like, we want the good times to last forever, but no, like, there's going to be bad times that come in there, but they don't last forever. So if you're going through a tough time, it's not going to last forever. Like, we just had an eclipse and it was a new moon. I was saying yesterday, I was like, I don't know if it's a new moon or a full moon. It was a new moon. So like, and we're coming into the fire horse. Like, I'm so unbelievably excited for what's finally about to come. Like, we're going to get, like, justice is going to be finally served. And all of this time has been shitty. It's been hard, but patience is bitter. And the closer and closer we get to it, it's like the harder and harder it's getting. It's just like, what in the fuck is going on? But it's like, for me, it's just like, for the longest time, I'm just like, before I really knew what was going on, I was like, what is going on? Like, why this doesn't reflect me? Like, this isn't matching my energy. And it's like, yeah, that's because you're so close. And the closer you get, these entities are like, no, don't go. Like, we were able to benefit off of, you not knowing your true self, you not knowing your worth, and you not knowing how valuable you are. We got to play on that, And yeah, nope. They can keep, like, let them try. But that's okay, because I just, like I'm telling you now, I just keep telling myself, and I wrote it down as well to remind myself, patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Like, of course you're going to get your justice. Like, come on now. Like, you're that leader, you're that generational curse breaker. You really think that your ancestors, your lineage are up there watching you do all of this work for you to just do? You're going to just do that for the rest of your life? You're just gonna have to come over obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. Wow, that I actually said that, because usually, like, when I say that word, like, I get tongue tied. But anyways, you just keep overcoming thing after next, and that's because they're like cheering you on. They're like, you got it, you got this. And you are just going through those things like a bulldozer. Like, you're just, anytime anybody tries to come up against you or like tries to like just fuck with you in any kind of way, it don't work. Maybe it may work for a little bit, only because like this is what I had to understand, because I was like, when I was like, okay, I know everything works out for me, it just always does, but then when something's not going my way and I'm just like, what, like why would this happen? But then as long as I just like, if I just sit there and go along with the journey, it's like eventually it didn't work for you at that time, because later on it was going to work out even better. Like, oh, okay. So now knowing that, it's just like, why even let anything bother you? Why? I don't know. I feel like mic drop on that. Like, why? What you gonna let things get to you for? Like, there's an answer. There's a resource to everything. And even when we feel like it's tough here on earth, because this is a school, we came here to have lessons, to grow and to evolve. Anytime we go through hard times, it's because we're having a lesson and we can learn from it. Like, as hard as my past was, growing up with, in the dysfunction that I grew up in, fighting for love, fighting to try to think, fighting against myself, thinking that there was something wrong with me, and dimming my own light and people pleasing and all that stuff. But now, oh my gosh, I forgot why I was saying that. Oh, that's why I was saying that. Going through all of those hard times, like at the time I'd be like, can this just stop, can just stop. But now that I've been able to go further along on my journey and I'm looking back, and it's just like, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change any of that, because that's why I am the way I am today. So if you're going through a certain situation that you don't like right now, just know without a doubt, like the fruit of that is going to be so sweet, and one day you're going to be able to reflect back on that and be like, I wouldn't change none of that. To think that here I am, homeless, been raw vegan, having to constantly walk, I don't know how far it is, I didn't even time it or like count my steps or anything like that, but having to walk hella far to go get groceries, just trying to do these basic things and being like, it's like survival mode, but I don't feel like I'm in survival mode. It's like, it's crazy. But anyways, to think that I'm going through all of this, but one day I'm going to look back on this and be like, I wouldn't change any of that. Like, that's what makes me feel so good. Like, what keeps me going, why I don't let certain things get to me, why certain people can make comments or act a certain type of way. You know, we can feel people's energies tough, and I'm in this like program shelter place where they come and they knock on your door twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, to come do room checks, right? Which us earth angels, light workers, chosen ones, whatever you resonate, we don't do good with authority. So I'm already like, can you just leave me alone? But when they come do that, you could feel their, like, I could feel their energy. I could feel like they looking at me like, why the fuck are you here? Like, how did you end up in this situation? Like, I'm not used to seeing somebody like you here. Like, yeah, like I'm different, and I don't, honestly, I kind of know why I'm here, but I also don't know, like it's all gonna just make perfect sense and come together further down on my journey. Maybe I'm gonna be able to reflect back on it shortly afterwards, or maybe it's gonna take a while. I don't know. I've just surrendered it all over to the divine, because what else can we do? We sit here and just be like, and like I used to, and be all he's sleepy. Be and like I used to be all stressed out and be like, why is this happening to me? I don't feel like I deserve this, and being in victim mode. Like, no, just I've surrendered it all over to the divine. Like, okay, this has to be working out for me some way, somehow. Like, it just has to be. There's no other option. So yeah, just keep reminding yourself that patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet, and you will get your justice. And until next time, I love you and the universe loves you.